Mid-America Steel Drum is a 55-gallon drum refurbishing operation that processes large chemical containers for scrap or reuse. The company has 6 U.S. plants that perform this process, 3 of which are in the Milwaukee area. Well, last week, the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reported that community members who live in proximity to one of the plants are complaining, and have been for years, of noxious odors that compromise their quality of life and perhaps even impact their health. Interesting further is the prologue to this story. A few weeks back, the Journal Sentinel published a special report, based on its own investigation, accusing the business of brazenly endangering workers inside the plant. Many of these accusations initially came to light when the company hired a team of safety consultants to help them comply with federal regulations. The safety manager, a man named Steele Johns, candidly spoke to the advisors about the significant concerns he had with the safety practices, the results of which, across the company's 6 facilities, have been chemical and heat-related burns, injuries from exploding barrels, breathing difficulties, and other health problems, even a worker death. Since regulations warrant that an inch or less of remaining fluid is considered empty, places like Mid-America Steel Drum often find themselves draining small amounts of chemicals into collection drums. This could be anything from acid or peroxide to who knows what else. Former workers claim they were dumping barrel residue into 275-gallon drums without separating them to prevent potentially volatile chemical reactions. Johns called the procedures, quote, a travesty waiting to happen, but said management refused to take his concerns seriously. And personal risk to employees was just one side of the coin. Mid-America plants have been cited repeatedly for dumping mercury in the wastewater. Johns said at the Milwaukee plant he'd even seen chemical residue wash down a floor drain. Sometimes workers would put the most foul-smelling barrels outside to let the chemicals evaporate into the air. After hearing and seeing enough, one of the safety consultants secretly began recording the exchange on his iPhone and eventually blew the whistle on the company. The consultant, Will Kramer, said he couldn't ignore what he saw at the plants and wasn't going to let a non-disclosure contract keep him from doing what he thought was right. Luckily for the neighboring community, the whistleblower suit has put pressure on the company by state and federal legislators demanding action. And now not only are OSHA and the EPA investigating, but the Department of Justice is too. I'm Anna Wells, and this is IEN Now.